Hello, welcome to another edition of DBE TV News. This bulletin airs every Friday on the DBE TV channel 122 on OpenView at 12 p.m. and on Bricks TV channel 509 at 4:30 in the afternoon if you are a StarSat subscriber, also on Fridays. Or watch it on the Department of Basic Education's YouTube channel. My name is Tsehohajo Moagi. Let's take a look at the top stories this week. The Basic Education Department hosts a back-to-school workshop in Westbury, Johannesburg under the theme, Come to School Every Day. Every day, come to school. Minister Angie Motshekga, together with the Korean ambassador, handed over sanitation facilities to a school in the Eastern Cape. Grade 4 learners in KwaZulu-Natal take part in a catch-up program in a bid to curb learning losses caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, the KZN Education Department has placed the Grosvenor High School principal on precautionary suspension. We would love to hear from you on any stories or ideas you may have. Do get in touch with us on Twitter at DBE_SA and at DBE TV News. Facebook, DBESA, Instagram, DBESA. You can use the hashtag DBE News. Let's start here. The Basic Education Department hosted a back-to-school workshop in Westbury, Johannesburg. The department's research has found that hundreds of thousands of learners across the country have not returned to school following the resumption of schooling. The department started the workshop at Dowling Primary School. Our reporter, Robinson Ngola, was there and filed this report.
The Basic Education Department launched its back-to-school roadshow in Westbury, Johannesburg, starting off at Dowling Primary School. And the message was clear.
Come to school.
Every day.
Every day.
Come to school.
Come to school.
Every day.
Every day.
Come to school.
Wonderful. Second thing, please love your teachers, ne?
Yes, sir.
The third thing, love each other. Ne?
Yes, sir.
Don't fight among each other. It's not necessary. In fact, fighting is a waste of time. Do you understand that fighting is a waste of time?
Yes, sir.
You must not fight. There are many ways of solving the problems that you have. Now I'm talking mostly to the boys.
Held under the theme, Come to School Every Day Come to School, at the heart of the roadshow is the department's commitment to re-energizing the sector as learners have now returned to full capacity learning. Learners at Dowling Primary School were also encouraged to read daily and look after their school.
When you read, you are exposed to a lot of things that you did not already know. You will then see the career that you want to follow. You can become a scientist, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever that you want to do becomes possible if you read. So reading is very important. We have something called drop all and read. It means exactly that. Whatever that you are doing, make time that every day. It does not have to be Monday to Friday. Every day, Saturday and Sunday, make time and read something. Ne? So what we'll be doing today, we are bringing people who are going to be reading to some of your peers in some of the classrooms. We might not come to your classroom, but we are giving you this assignment that please make sure that you read and read something every day. Ne? And then point number 4, and this is the last one, please make sure that you take care of your school. Ne? In the toilets, don't throw things that will block the toilets. Ne? Please make sure that you take care of your school. Your school principal was a learner here many years ago. Many years ago. You are here, and he's going to be retiring this year. The school will still be here because everyone before you decided to take care of the school. So you must also love the school because you want your brothers and sisters who are younger than you to also come to the same school and still find it in good shape, ne? Okay, great stuff. Have a great day. We love you. We are here because we love you.
The day was also aimed at encouraging younger learners to read with the appearance of partners such as Nali Bali. Nali Bali is isiXhosa for Here's the Story. It is the national Reading for Enjoyment campaign to spark children's potential through storytelling and reading. There was also some singing with the team from Nali Bali. But the goal was to also remind learners and their teachers that they should tell stories to each other.
At that particular time, little Dove looked on her left and saw the big hawk staring at her with those deadly eyes. And the dove was so scared, and it immediately said that the bird that must be chief should be the bird who is big and strong and feared by all. Yes! Let's say it together. Said both hawk, eagle, and even the vulture. They said it at once. But another bird, the lagoon, the little bird with the red block on its chest, stood up and said, I know, I suggested that our chief should be the one who is wise and intelligent. And then he suggested the owl. Do you know the owl?
As part of the roadshow, books were handed out to learners in a bid to encourage them not to just read, but to tell their own stories. Robinson Ngola, reporting for DBE TV News in Westbury, Johannesburg.
Now staying with that story, the Back to School Roadshow by the Basic Education Department also went to Westbury Secondary School, where various speakers addressed grade 11 and 12 learners. The key message for the roadshow, which will be heading to other schools throughout the country, was come to school every day. Every day, come to school. Our reporter, Nandika Bierkes, attended the second leg of the workshop at Westbury Secondary School and filed this report.
Grade 11 and 12 learners were privileged to have various departments address them, not only on the importance of being at school every day, but also on career guidance and other issues. But before that, they were motivated to do all they can to ensure they do their best in school and reach their dreams.
I have a dream. It doesn't matter how small it is. I had a Milo dream, and now I can afford myself Milo. Now, when we were growing up, my mother trained us. We used to go out after school to pick up old polish tins, and we would clean them because Mama used to cook, make polish using candles and vanilla oil, and would clean those tins, put the polish in, go to sell. We used to sell steel wool. We used to sell polish, and when the neighbors looked at my mother, they said, "Mommy's abusing us," but they did not know that Mama was teaching us business. So now we are able to face the world. Now, don't compare yourself to other children. Don't compare yourself to your friends. Use what you have. Now, this is what I had as I stood up and took the mic. Now, I listened to other people. They could sing, but I realized that I've got the highest soprano. And I said, I'm going to run with my highest soprano, and I'm going to unique, and I'm going to be different, and I'm going to grow in what I can do. And this is where I am, and we are still pushing. So push life. It is pushable, if there's English like that. Push life, it is pushable. You can be whatever you want to be.
The learners were also reminded that school is about life and one should be able to do what they want to do in their life.
That 13 years of school must be useful. You mustn't be learning only things that come out of textbooks. You must be learning things about life. We need to break down the walls of the classroom and bring life in to the classroom. And what we are doing here today is exactly that, because we at EQ feel that you need to have what we call an entrepreneurial mindset. We need to have a mindset which is critical about the world, a mindset which teaches us to communicate with anybody. You should be able to speak to the president and with the same respect that you speak to the poorest person in your school. We teach collaboration. We cannot do things on our own. We are all one. We teach people about creative thinking. Do you think you have a problem? We all have problems. Some people solve those problems. Others go, "Eish, I'm giving up." And that's not what you're here for. So we believe that 13 years of schooling should be fun, should be focusing on skills that you need in the real world. We don't say the curriculum's not important. The curriculum's very important. But if school is fun, and if we feel as learners that we are learning something that's going to enable us to succeed in life, then we are doing what we are here to do.
The Department of Higher Education and Training also took part in the workshop, urging learners to do well so that they can apply for the course of their choice at one of the department's institutions.
First term, if you have not performed well, second term is your chance to improve your marks. Don't settle for the pass mark. You're not the only high school in Joburg. You're not even the only high school in South Africa. You're not the only learners in grade 11 or 12. Even other learners from outside of South Africa want to study the same qualification that you want to do at the end of the day. So if you have not decided as to which qualification you want to enroll for, we are there for you to actually give you the advice that you need and journey with you in terms of choosing or making an informed career decision with the career path that you would like to follow.
The Westbury area is notorious for drugs and gangsterism. The Basic Education Department reached out to the local police station to advise learners to remain in school and not get themselves involved in crime.
I know that you like designer clothes, you like beautiful cars, you like this and this and this and that, but those things, they don't come easily. And then many people tend to take a shortcut, and then that's where you'll find me waiting with those rights. So the only thing which I would mention from the South African Police Services is that don't take shortcuts. I'm from Limpopo, proudly so. And then usually whenever we say, we say our saying is that unfortunately, I'm not like Mr. Nina whereby I can translate. But as it is that you have to dig deep. Because whenever we come into riches, it's easy come, easy go. You can get rich very much quickly, but if ever you see me knocking on your door, then it won't be a matter of I will be coming for a cup of coffee. It will be for something else and very much seriously so.
Some learners spoke about the difficulties of being at school and even having friends. They spoke of their experiences and how friends have, in some instances, led them astray.
Friends, ne? Friends is a very bad thing. Why? Because friends, ne? I failed last year because of friends, ne? I repeated the same grade 11. Because of friends. They will tell you, ne, when time moves on, they will tell you, I'll be your friend forever, be a good friend, but friends.
My experience of friends is that they are bad influence and they have a lot of peer pressure that will affect your life in the future, and friends can cause you to do things just so you can fit in. Me and my friend, we in Corey, went to go buy bread and chips. We came out, 7 druggies walking this way. I gave him a bread, I told him, we 2 men can face him. He ran away. 7 of them. Packed me on, all of them. Jumped me. Don't trust friends. You can't have friends in this world. Especially Corey Westbury, don't trust him. You take your Marys off, everything. You can't trust him, sir.
In response to these experiences and in a bid to motivate learners, musician Joe Nina had this to say.
If we live our lives and give our lives to living through peer pressure, it's very dangerous, because it's that friend of yours that says, let's try this, or let's try that. And it becomes the worst decision you can make in your life. And then you drop out from school, and before you know it, you don't have a future. So in a nutshell, your future lies in your hands, and your future is your decision.
And there were various stalls for learners to get more information about things such as the Second Chance program, various vaccinations, or services offered by the Department of Health, and more.
It's really helpful because it helps us see what we want to better our future for ourselves and be independent. I think it's needed, especially in the communities that really do not have so much resources and that cannot get any help from the communities that they are living in. So I feel like the department is really doing a great job by assisting us, especially in such a community whereby crime is raging over and teenage pregnancies are actually taking the toll. So overall, I would love to thank the Department of Education because they're really doing a great job.
So, what was the core message of the day? I am Nandika Bukas reporting for DBE TV News at Westbury Secondary School in Johannesburg.
After the break, we go to the Eastern Cape, where Kosiem Motman Combined Primary School has received new sanitation facilities.
As a nation, we are confronted with very serious problems affecting our children. Ongoing infections of HIV and AIDS, unplanned and unintended pregnancy, child molestation, women abuse. Let's talk about it and deal with it. It is important that we confront it as honestly as possible and as bravely as possible. Let's do it. It's good for us and it's good for our country.
Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga has handed over sanitation facilities to Kosiem Motman Combined Primary School in Tambo Village in the Eastern Cape. Motshekga was joined by the provincial MEC Fundile Kade and other officials and the Korean ambassador as that country assisted with the facilities. Motshekga highlighted that sanitation and infrastructure are of utmost importance for all learners and teachers in the country, adding that the new facilities are about the learners' dignity, self-respect and self-worth. In her address, Motshekga urged parents to work hand in hand with the department to curb further learning losses in schools.
So singakhala ngayo yonke into uthi sathini ukuthi into zethu zezilunge masenze shoke abantwana bethu imfundo yabo iba phambili sibambisana nezikolo siyancedisana ukuthi nabo ikamva labo lingafani nelethu. So ndiyazicelela kakhulu. So we're saying also since we reopened schools, we've been really having lots of difficulty.
Motshekga took time to speak about the migration of early childhood development centers from the Department of Social Development to the Department of Basic Education.
And I really want to take this opportunity again to, there's the other program we're on the run with Ambassador of migrating ECD to education. Yeah, first April, ECD programs, as of Nabantwan, this happens for education. I went to Newcastle last week on the program. I was on the crash. Someone a person now. Because scarfing was up. Now we have to be 60 homes or retirers or pension. So we are really saying it's an international plan. It's a decision which was taken conference by the ruling party. At its last conference in Nazareth, it reiterated the decision that the country must build a safety net for the development of children. And that safety net must be led by education. Because according to our laws and international laws, children have the right to health. So Department of Health sabe sebenza nani. They have the right to education, will be leading that developmental. Because as futhi umntana mayesefika ku grade 1, khona sithola ukuthi akemva kakhe umntana kukhona into efana ngabazali uniswa early. Engabe sibungiswe early, masa ngisimanikela wasithiso ukutshala mse. To song. Most of you, 10 years, when you want to grow whatever, you have to do soil preparations. So that by the time the kids come to school, they're school ready. If there are other problems that are there, we can remediate. There's people like Savuma. So that by the time they start their schooling, we're not dealing with other developmental issues which were supposed to have been addressed before.
The Korean ambassador has urged learners to work hard in order to build the economy of South Africa, but also to explore opportunities in places such as Korea.
We have many children. They are our hope. They have the right of quality education. So we are trying to secure, quality education for them. But still, I hope the students, you have studied very hard, not only to achieve your better life after your graduation, but also to make your contribution to your country's economic development in the years to come. And furthermore, I hope you can have a good job and have enough salary for buying ticket to Korea. You need a lot of money to fly all the way to Korea. And I want to see you in Korea, and I will buy a lunch for you.
In Limpopo, the Vembe East District held an early childhood development function shift stakeholder engagement session. The ECD will, from the 1st of April 2022, be migrated to the Basic Education Department from the Department of Social Development. The two departments say they recognize the important work that has been taking place in the sector by the various role players and will continuously consult with all stakeholders to ensure a smooth transition process. Both departments pledge that during the transition process, there will not be any interruption to service delivery. Each province is now engaging with stakeholders to ensure there is a smooth transition process. Meanwhile, the Limpopo province will be hosting an education in Daba. Tune in next week for more on how that went. Stay tuned. Coming up, we move over to the KwaZulu-Natal province for more information on programs underway there.
I mean, education is the best thing that you can give to a human being, for their mental well-being, for their emotional well-being, for their health, but also for their safety. They're safer here because if they're at home, we are at work, you don't know who will come to your house and do what to your kids. But when they come to school, they're in groups. The first school we went to, it's all systems go. All 100% of the learners, grade 12 learners had gone, 100% has come back. Schools are good for children. They're not only good for them because they have to read and learn, they allow them to really socialize with their peer groups. They give them a program, a structure. They wake up in the morning, wash, go to school, a very structured life, which is how you raise children. You must raise children within a structure. But even securing their future and making sure that your kids can even live beyond you, schools are the best thing to do. So to teachers to say, let's do it. It's such a heartwarming profession because you're dealing with human beings. You're changing people's lives. You can see teachers. I mean, the class we went to, you could see that the teacher was so passionate about their work. And my humble appeal to committees, we rely on them because when we leave this place, these assets remain in their communities.
Let's move over now to KZN, where the Provincial Education Department has placed the Grosvenor Girls High School principal on precautionary suspension, pending investigations currently underway at the school. The move follows advice from the independent panel appointed to investigate allegations of racism and financial irregularities at the school. The panel has been at work and in consultation with the department, and they deemed it fit to recommend the suspension of the principal in order to facilitate an investigation that will not be marred by any difficulties for those who will voluntarily give their evidence. Parents and learners, current and former, are welcome to submit their evidence to the panel. Staying in the province, the Education Department is hard at work to ensure they curb learning losses following the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. All learners have now returned to full attendance. This after a directive from Cabinet that all learners in all schools should return to school. The social distancing requirement has been scrapped. The COVID-19 pandemic caused major learning losses as learners had to be taught on a rotational timetable. Now let's take a look as grade 4 learners took part in the catch-up program at Mandlegayise Primary School in Durban.
Where you are reading, finger. This is a finger. One. And you put it here where you are reading, below the word, yes. Then you move your finger along as we go along, okay? Do you understand? Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. First sentence, yesterday? Yesterday I went to visit my friend. Good. Last Saturday I went. Good. Next one. My sister said in the school last term. Very good.
That's how we end this bulletin this week on Channel 122 on OpenView, on YouTube and on BRICS TV Channel 509 Starset. Before we go, teachers, we remind you never to use corporal punishment in school. Find alternative, effective ways of managing ill discipline in the classroom, but corporal punishment is not one of them. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and take care.